Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. The government is eyeing to bring back its Libreng Sakay program at the EDSA bus carousel by February. The LTFRB reports that the Budget Department has already approved the 1.2 billion peso budget for the free rides. Once this is downloaded to the LTFRB, authorities hope that the Libreng Sakay program can resume next month. The agency also notes that they need 2 billion pesos for the program so it can last until the end of the year.
Pagbaba po noong yung budget sa amin po, pupulungin namin ulit yung mga dalawang consortium and we will start again with the program ng Libreng Sakay. Hopefully po, libre na naman po ang sakay and we will stretch the fund para maiabot po yan hanggang July or August.
In other news, the town of Gandara in Samar is now under a state of calamity. This is after non-stop heavy rains in the area submerged low-lying barangays in flood waters. The Municipal Agriculture Office also reported that a considerable volume of crops have been damaged. Gandara Mayor Warren Aguilar said the state of calamity declaration will enable them to access the appropriate funds to assist those affected. Other parts of Samar have also been affected by the incessant rains brought by the low-pressure area and shear line. Several areas in northern Samar have been submerged in floods. These include the municipalities of Silvinos Lobos, Mondragon, Katubig, Las Navas, Catarman, and Pambuhan. More stories coming your way after this quick break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. U.S. President Joe Biden has ordered an investigation into yesterday's Federal Aviation Administration system outage. Alan MacArthur, former administrator of the FAA, explains to Bloomberg why thousands of flights had to be grounded. Let's listen in.
Remember, the NOTAM system, the Notice to Airmen system, is a system of convenience. The information contained in NOTAMs is of safety critical importance, and pilots need to have that information. But go back to where it used to be. You can get it through other means. It was designed to reduce the amount of radio transmission between ground control or the control tower or the en route center, so pilots could get this automatically. You still can get it from the tower. You still can get it from ground control. You still can get it through the en route center. You can get it through the company operations frequency. You can get it from the dispatchers. The general aviation community can get NOTAMs through their flight service stations. So you can still get that information in order to have the necessary safety information to the pilots. It's just that it was inconvenient.
Yeah.
The normal way of doing it is to get it through the NOTAM system, and that NOTAM system went down.
Well, I'm curious, Alan, there's been a lot of speculation about why they decided to ground everything, and there was some chatter here about the idea that there would be too much inequity between how each individual airline responded. So you would have some airlines that might have actually weathered this relatively decently, and then other airlines that basically wouldn't have been able to get any flights up. And so the idea was to try to be more equitable.
Yeah, I think this equity theme is a little bit overused, and especially when it comes to aviation. Airlines need to have contingency plans. They need to know how to get information to their pilots if they have had these kinds of problems. And some airlines have better dispatch systems and operations than others, and some don't.
So was this the FAA being extra cautious in light of Southwest's problems earlier this year to prevent another Southwest debacle?
I think the FAA would have been well served to tell airlines, get the information to your pilots through another means, and we'll get the NOTAM system up as soon as we can. But to have a complete ground stop across the country, that was way overkill.
Alan, given your career, not just with the FAA, but just in the aviation business, you've obviously dealt a lot with regulators in Washington, and we've already heard from several congressmen already sort of sharpening their knives, trying to figure out what changes they might want to try to force upon the FAA. If you had the ear of some of these Congress members, I mean, what would you advise them to do, or would you advise them not to do anything?
Well, I advise them to learn about the system. We have a lot of people talking about as if they understand the aviation system, and they really don't. And I think one of the jobs of the FAA and of the industry is to make sure that our elected officials are at least knowledgeable of what's going on out there so that they don't jump to these conclusions.
Okay, having said that, what is one change that can be made, that should be made, if Congress can ever get around to reaching consensus on anything?
Well, I think there's already a Transportation Oversight Committee, but I think to encourage the FAA to modernize its NOTAM system so that it is up to the task of the current demands, that would certainly be helpful and give them the resources to do so.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority Chairman Rolen Paulino dismissed the proposal to shut down the Freeport Zone. Paulino says up to 241,000 employees stand to lose their jobs if this closure pushes through. The agency was called out by Albay Congressman Joey Salceda for alleged rampant smuggling. The Immigration Bureau says that the influx of OFWs going back to work abroad caused the long queues at immigration counters. Several passengers earlier complained of missed flights because of long lines. BI spokesman Melvin Mabulak says they are coordinating with stakeholders for short and long-term solutions to this issue. And President Bongbong Marcos is off to Davos, Switzerland next week. This is his 8th foreign trip since assuming office. The Foreign Affairs Department says that the chief executive will bring discussions on the controversial Maharlika Wealth Fund to the World Economic Forum, scheduled from January 16 to 20. And for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.